Welcome back to my channel. Today we have Angie, our second guest on Sara's socials. We were co-workers back when we used to work at TE.
Yes.
And today she's going to be doing my makeup and we're going to be talking about some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's get started. What kind of makeup are you going to do today?
I don't actually know. I feel a little bit inspired by all the colors that you had previously. Maybe I should introduce myself. Hi guys.
Oh yes.
I'm Angie. I've known Sara for like 2 years already, so...
Has it
right?
been 2
No,
years?
I think
3 years?
3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think let's do base first.
Yeah, and then I use this after.
Okay. Let's talk about my gap year. What would you like to know about my gap year?
Well, why did you first start doing it?
Right, because first of all,
wait, they should still know some like background information.
Yeah, so Sara and I are both solder students. Mm-hmm. And my year that I entered into solder was 2014. She was the year after me. And so getting into solder from high school, I guess it's like a little bit douchish to say that I wasn't actually that happy when I got in. Like obviously I think my family was like more happy about it than I was. So then having that, like,
it didn't feel like an achievement.
It didn't, no. Like, yeah, I didn't feel like I worked for it. Mm-hmm. And it's not like I didn't feel like I deserved it, but I really didn't feel like I did anything that like hard. Like, you know how people were like trying so hard to get into university and like you know, did all these like supplementary programs and stuff like that. I really didn't feel like I did much to be awarded this like big grandiose submission or like admission. Yeah. So when I got in, I think my family was more happy about it than I was. And then when I got in, I'm not gonna blame my ex-boyfriend, but I will. He was like kind of super overprotective. So
he was?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
No, he was like very overprotective.
Oh.
Like he didn't like it when I hung out with my solder friends. Not that I had any, but when I did have some, he like didn't like it when I hung out with them. Yeah. Solely for the reason that it was like a party school. Yeah.
He thought UBC was a party
No,
school?
he thought solder was a party faculty.
It's like...
That's like the only thing. Like, because remember how like you heard from everyone like how rowdy it was and stuff?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he like had that idea. And then also... Okay, let's not talk about the other part. But he had like some negative feelings about it because like his friend got cheated on after his girlfriend went to solder.
Oh, okay.
So I think he was like really scared.
Okay.
About me going there. So anyway, so then he like...
Was he the same age as you?
Yeah. But he like didn't let me do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was like in CVC. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Oh, that's like a party club.
It's like it's called Chinese Varsity Club. And it's not really varsity and it's not really Chinese.
Yeah, no, a lot of people join.
Yeah.
There's a lot of white
it's
people.
like it's anybody. Like anybody.
yeah.
But you can become an exec, and then I think they say it's the biggest social club on campus. Because we had 90 execs, right?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And then I went to camp with them or whatever for like, for the CVC, and like he did not like it. He was like freaking out at me that I went and did like a social event with my club. Anyway, aside from that, so yeah, I didn't really do a lot in first year besides like go to school and like be sad. Because going back to like what I said earlier about like how I didn't feel like it was much of an achievement or like anything that I earned, I kind of just didn't really see the value in staying. Because when I was given an option I really wasn't given an option, but when I thought about maybe that like it wasn't the best choice for me, I decided to drop it. And like, you know, I talked to counselors over the summer and stuff, and they were like advising me not to do it. They were like, just take a gap year instead of just dropping it altogether. But I think having such a miserable first year, and not really feeling it at all. yeah, I was like really adamant on leaving because I thought there were better things. Can you turn your head this way? Yeah. Better things out there for me to spend my time doing. Because you know, like solder first year is also quite hard. And then like if you're not making that many friends because you feel like you're kind of weird, and then like people aren't, you know, like yeah. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of people do have like problems like adjusting to solder, or like just even first year university in general, like after high school. And you really feel like a lot of pressure to like be active in like the community. And then like if you don't like doing that, you feel like you kind of like you're a loser. Basically. Because
I was like in 4 clubs in first year.
That's a lot. How did you manage your time?
It was.
And like
I really
school
didn't.
And
I really didn't. Like all I did was like club work or see him or do school. And you know how like sometimes you feel like so lonely, but you just like fill it up with
like
things
time.
to do.
Things
That was like basically me.
Were you like scared of telling people that you were taking a gap year?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Like I think when you like even doing this video now, I'm like a bit nervous because like a lot of people who I actually met in Sara didn't actually know I took a gap year, and then when they're seeing me this year, they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in 3 years," and I was like,
"Oh, it's so awkward going to see people you like used to know, right?"
Yeah.
And then like you have like a different life than them now.
And you know, for sure, it made me nervous because like, there's a lot of negative connotations around. Not going to school. Because people think, you know, you're a dropout. You know, school is too hard for you. I think if you also took a gap year, you would feel exactly the same way, where you just like almost feel ashamed for admitting your choices because it's too hard to explain. Like even now, when people ask me why, like when Sara just asked me why, it's hard to put it into words, but when you have some time to explain it, you can really go and like express really how negative the whole experience was and how sure you were of leaving.
So what did you do during your gap year then?
Basically I was just working. So I started working at the mall first. And that was like my first job ever. My first job like outside of university.
Your first job was after first year?
My first job, well, I mean I had a temp job because I like before that, because you're a little kid, right?
That's true.
And then I didn't have to work in first year. Oh my god, this girl, this is a good concealer.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Anyway, so I was like working at my temp job thingy, and then I got a job with TV. So then that's like where I met Sara, right? And then I worked there. And I remember it was like so funny because it was like in the summertime where I started, because I started in June. And then my manager was like, "Oh, give me your school schedule so I can schedule you for September." And then I just like never ended up giving it to him. And he's like, "Oh, are you not going back to school?" I'm like, "No, lots of things happened this summer, so I'm not going back yet." I think how you just fill out your time is by doing random stuff, like working, and you like realize that you don't want to be doing that at all. Because working every day, because I was like a full-time, oh, by the way, TD is a bank and we work as tellers at the bank, or we did work as tellers, and it was awful.
You didn't like
no, I liked the job, but being there like 7 to 3, 8 to 4, like 12 to 8 every single day was like too much, like especially for someone who like, because I left school, right? With basically no backup plan. Like, I was gonna apply to schools in the East, because that was like what I wanted to do after leaving solder. Go to business school in the East.
Okay.
Because I was like, I think I just need a change of pace. Like, I'm so unhappy here, whatever, right? But
you just get like so busy, right?
Yeah.
When you're, like doing almost like full time.
Exactly.
And then so many shifts.
And when you're doing that, you just really have no time to think about anything else.
Yeah.
So you just like go to work, go home, go to work, go eat, go home.
Yeah. And you're so tired. Like especially like when you're on your feet, like after 8 hours.
Yeah.
I was so drained.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it was like pretty hard. So then obviously I realized by working like full time that this freaking sucked. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I like decided to apply and go back. Like in readmission. And then, thank goodness, if you were a UBC student, it's easier to go back. So then now I'm back.
And you like it?
But then it's hard to explain to people too. They're like, I thought you left. I was like, I did. And then now you have to like talk about why you're back.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of hard. Yeah. Yeah, but I honestly, you guys, like I recommend taking a gap year if that's what if that's what you need. Because I feel like really I needed that, because I really needed to go to work and I really needed to just like be in an environment where you feel like you're stuck.
Yeah.
Or not even stuck, just like doing the same repetitive thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And have it help you realize that this is what you would be doing if you don't go back to school. Like, you know, what's after education? Work, right? So then you don't want to enter the workforce so early when you don't have to. When you have other dreams and when you have other things that you feel like you can accomplish by going to school. That was my, I guess, biggest takeaway. Because you really do realize, like, you'll be doing this for the rest of your life.
So you don't regret doing the gap year?
No, I don't. I feel like it also helped me, like, learn that, like, not to take things for granted.
Right.
Or, like, be happy about what I have from the beginning, because I really didn't get that, like, oh my god, I'm so proud of myself for going here kind of thing.
Your next step.
I want to like, powder you off a little bit.
Okay.
But it's okay that it's wet. It's fine. Even if your parents get mad at you. And then it's hard for them to even explain it to their friends too. My mom would get questions from her friends being like, oh, where does your daughter go to school? And she'll be like, is she in school? Is she not in school? Is she going back? And she was like having a lot of questions thrown at her that she didn't even know how to answer herself. But she knew I was going to finish my education, but it was just hard to give them an answer of where exactly I'll be.
So your parents were okay with you doing the gap year though?
Hell no.
They weren't?
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about that. So like, what happened was over the summer, I decided to go. So the summer going into second year, that was when I decided that I wasn't going to go back. It wasn't like when the school year was still like, you know, it was like not during the school year, it was like during the summer. And then, so I withdrew over the summer. And then my parents were like, in August, oh, when is tuition due? And I was like,
oh, in
what?
August you told
Yeah. And I was like, what tuition? And that's how they found out.
That's how they found out.
Yeah.
You said what tuition?
Basically, like I don't have tuition. And they're like, what do you mean? Basically, that was the conversation.
So you dropped out without telling them that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I knew they'd be mad, right? And they wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
But I think angsty 18-year-old Angie like knew what was good for like best for myself, right? So I was like really, really adamant on leaving. Like there wasn't a doubt in my mind that this wasn't for me. And I think it's okay to admit that maybe you're wrong sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, it's fine to admit that like whatever decisions you made as your future self, past self, it's not anywhere near regret, but it's definitely like something that you can learn from and something that you look back on now and just think it's so ridiculous. Yeah, but I did that and they were like, what tuition? And they were so mad.
But everything worked out in the end.
Yeah, but then they made me go to college. Oh, I didn't tell you guys that. So I went to college for a year because they didn't let me stop.
Oh yeah, so you went to Langara, right?
I did, yeah.
They wouldn't let you stop.
They didn't let me stop like not going to school because they're like, you're not going to be a bum, because I didn't have a job.
Oh, okay.
Too, right? Yeah. After first year. Oh, I think I'm getting my timeline messed up. But anyway, I didn't have a job after first year. So I would have bummed around, or I would have actually had to go and find a job. So then I went to school in second year. In my second year I went to college, and then after college that's when I actually took my gap year. Because college wasn't doing anything for me either. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the same thing, but it's just in a different environment, right?
Yeah. I met lots of people in college. I thought college was quite eye-opening because I guess like the connotation with college, especially when you're in high school, is that only the people who didn't try hard went. But a lot of people who are actually in college were like held back by certain things like financial problems or like didn't take a certain amount of courses in high school and got messed up. Like for example, they didn't take grade 12 math, so they couldn't apply to certain things. And then they tried so hard in college, like they were so inspiring. Like I had, I met so many friends in like the courses that I were in who had really big dreams for themselves, and they knew they were going to go to Sauder or go to like another school the next year.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, you guys know what you're doing. I'm just here to hang out kind of thing. So so I met so many people, and a lot of them were very successful in their ventures of going to college, going to university.
Yeah, that's so true, because there's like always like this connotation behind college or university back in high school, especially for like Asian people, I think.
Course.
Yeah, and then people think like you're a loser if you go to college, but no, that's not the case at all. Yeah.
Still, like, it's not even, I don't think it's gotten much better. But me personally, like us telling you this, I don't think it's going to have an effect. But going there personally and seeing the people who really do have dreams. Of course, there's like, you know, boogers who just come for fun too, like me. But
like you,
like me, I was like, hey, what's up? I'm just here because my parents want me to go to college. Like literally.
Yeah.
But then you see all these kids working so hard, and of course.
Okay, I've never used this palette before. Too colorful for me.
No, it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
We're gonna make it cute.
Okay.
Since we're on the topic of university, if you do decide to live on campus, it can be really quite lonely. Especially if you're someone who like likes to keep to themselves, like doesn't like to reach out to people, like AKA me.
That's not you.
No, I don't like to reach out to people.
No, that is not you.
I really don't. I don't like to hang out with people. No, I think it takes the kind of person to like always be like, oh, want to do something?
Yeah,
do you want to get food? Like, like not.
But really. You have such like a bigger, more life than mine.
That's bullshit.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's just the facade.
Okay. No, but like, I found that. Did you like do all like the parties and like the frat?
Hell no! I've only been to one frat party and I wanted to die.
Dude, I didn't even go to a frat party when I was living on res.
Why?
Yeah, because then.
Wait, you lived on res?
I did.
Oh, I didn't know.
On my first year, I lived on res. And I was like, I need to like get that. Yeah, I need to get that dorm life, and I lived with like a few friends from high school.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I did not have like the dorm life that everyone else thought like living on res would be like.
The other people on my floor were rowdy, and I was like, no.
You weren't part of that?
I had my boyfriend.
Oh right,
my ex.
And he probably wouldn't. He was like, was he controlling?
No, he was like not about that.
Oh,
he was not about that. Like I could not just go and like go to parties and stuff. But
I thought you wouldn't. You would be like the type like, no, screw you. I'm gonna go do my own.
Now
thing.
I am.
Yeah,
because of him. I think also through relationships you learn like what you want and what you like, right, and what you can cope with, because that was like it was so sad, because like going back and thinking about it, I could have had all the freedom I could have, right, and experienced so much more, and I went to frat parties with my friends. Now I'm old and crusty.
Are you afraid of rejection?
I don't think so. Oh, actually, wow, this is deep.
Okay, what is it?
Maybe because I feel like I've like in my life, this is like so dramatic, but in my life I feel like I've never really been rejected.
Oh.
So like as a person, I always say this to like my friends who like talk to me and stuff, that like you get a lot of what you want because you wish for it, right? Like I'm like a very wishful person. Like people say I live in a cloud or like in my dreams, but I feel like literally everything that I ever want happens to me, or I get whatever I want. This is like, you know, like in terms of your goals, your personal goals, your academic goals, like you do an interview, you get the job. Kind of like this is how I feel about how life has played out for me. So thinking about the possibility of rejection absolutely scares me, because I don't know, I don't like it.
I hate rejection too.
Yeah. Do you have any experiences where you feel like
I was always like the type of person that would like like before we mentioned how I never like asked people to hang out and stuff. And then I think the point where I kind of got over it was when I was on exchange. I asked like Terry, like my current boyfriend now, because then he was like not making any moves, and I was so into him. And then my friend who was living, like my roommate at that time, she was like, what do you have to lose? Like if you ask him to eat dinner and he says no, then you just have dinner with me. Like it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna send the text, and my heart was like
racing.
Like, yeah, it was racing, and then I felt like I was gonna have like a heart attack when I sent that text.
Oh my god!
And I was like, oh, you wanna have fun? And then I asked him like, you wanna hang out? And then we like I was like, you wanna get dinner? And then he's like, sure. And then we like, and that was the first time I actually asked someone to like
do something.
Out. Yeah.
Wow.
Like out of all like my friends and everything, they've always been the one to like ask me if they want to hang out, and then until like I got close to them, then I would start asking people. But then like not to like to get close to people, I wasn't the person to make the first move.
Really?
Yeah.
So you really did take a risk.
Yeah, I did, and then
it played out.
Yeah, and then there was like a great date, and then here we are. Like,
here we are.
Dating.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I'm like holding my breath. Open. Okay, close. Oh, I see what you mean now. Because I like what I wanted to talk to you about too was like just like your take on like your goals and stuff. Because you talked about manifestation.
Yeah.
In your previous videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like very much about that.
Yeah, I feel like you are about that
though,
because you were talking about like what you how you get like everything kind of that you wanted because you really believe in it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like it's so real though because if you don't have that mindset going into it, you're not gonna get it. Yeah. You know, like you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, and people have told me like, okay, if I believe I'm gonna win the lottery tomorrow, am I gonna win the lottery? I'm like, no, because you don't really believe you're gonna win the lottery tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're just saying that to like piss me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't really truly believe that's gonna happen to you, right? Yeah. But for things that you really truly believe will happen, I think they happen.
Yeah. So thank you to Angie for coming on the second episode of Sarah's Socials. Yes. We had a good time. She did such a good look on me.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, comment down.
It's like a cute little yellow eye.
Yeah, and a cute little cut crease. I've never had cut crease done on me before, so it's good. Okay, thank you for coming on, and please like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Bye!